Introduction to Mindfulness.
Today, unlike the previous days, will be a unique practice session lasting more than a few minutes. We are already familiar with mindful walking, mindful sitting, and mindful standing, as well as how to go about our daily lives mindfully. During this time, concentrate on your posture, particularly your sitting position. Close your eyes and attempt to make your mind friendly with your body while you sit comfortably. Pay close attention to the instructions and carry them out. Without these instructions, be mindful of yourself today when school starts by adopting any posture. It makes no difference which posture you take. It might be seated, standing, or walking. Then make a firm resolve to remain mindful till school is ended and you go home. Sit like that, and you may begin being mindful after this session or after entering the classroom. When the instructor begins to teach the lesson, see how your mind begins to wander and the monkey mind develops, and then observe how you bring your mind back to concentrate on your lesson. The mindfulness we learned before is now functioning. The teacher could start with a mindful exercise when one period ends and another one starts. Keep your attention on the lesson during the first several minutes. Then you may utilize the time mindfully as well. You will be able to hear the sound of silence that we have previously learned when the classrooms are hectic between one period finishing and the start of the next. You may always make an effort to keep your focus on yourself and avoid unneeded conversations. Unlike in the morning, when the interval comes, you feel hungry, your body changes, and you also feel happy. You can eat mindfully if you remain focused on yourself and concentrate on these factors. While eating, pay close attention to the food's flavor. How it feels on your hands, how it looks, how it smells, how the flavor changes, and how you feel afterward. Bring your focus back to what you're eating, whatever it wanders. Maintain this internal concentration for the entire interval. You can play sports with mindfulness rather than being noisy when you do so. Be mindful throughout the remaining periods as well. Try to notice all the changes that occurred in your body during the day as the conclusions of the school day draws near. You won't have any difficulty performing this after you practice. Follow the slowly, mindfully, silently SMS strategy when performing the end of the school tasks. Be aware as you leave school after being mindful the whole school day. Afterwards, you may compose a paper and turn it into your teacher on how you practice mindfulness throughout the day.
Our topic today is being mindful in day-to-day activities. When speaking of mindful activities, I felt it's good to share some facts of a book with SatiPasala children, a Russian book translated to Sinhala. Its name is Ganita Vinodya, Math Fun. The editor is Y. Wyman. He teaches mathematics techniques by using beautiful activities. There's one story in it named as The Squirrel in the Middle of the Playground. So I shall read you this book. If you can purchase the book, you can read it too. This morning, I played hide and seek with a squirrel. One of the mates in the restroom said, "Do you know the playground near the woods? There's only one tree in the middle of the playground." One squirrel hid behind this tree. When walking toward the playground, I saw the squirrel behind the tree trunk and it was looking at me with its shiny eyes. I only saw its face. To see the squirrel better without getting closer to it, going around the tree, I walked on the edge of the ground. I walked 4 times around the tree. I only saw the squirrel's face. I couldn't go around the squirrel anyway. So I believe a SatiPasala student can understand the meaning of this story written by a Russian writer. But you told that you walked around the tree 4 times. One person seated at the table opposed. Around the tree and around the squirrel was on the tree. Yes, so that means you turn around the squirrel too. Good. I was going around but didn't see the backside of the squirrel at least once. While going round and round, I felt the squirrel was also going around the tree. I believe the children can understand this. What is the backside? Squirrel was in the middle. You walked around it. That means you walked around the squirrel too. Then this person who experienced is saying, let's say it's a SatiPasala child. It's not like that. Say I'm going around you. You are also continuously facing me. I can't see your back. You think I was going around you? Yes, of course. What else is it? Another person responds, if I don't see your backside, does it mean I go around you? There's no meaning of seeing the back. You walked around me once and came back to the same place. That is why I tell you were going around me, not seeing my backside. Now one walks around another child. It says the one in the middle is a stranger and the walking child is a mindful child. The middle one also faces this walking child and turns accordingly. Then the backside of the middle child can't be seen. How is that? What is the meaning of going around an object? As for my gut feeling, there's only one meaning to this. That is, with the ability to see the object from all sides, gradually go around it. Going around or spinning around an object means seeing all angles of it gradually. Isn't that the truth? The debater asks a wise person. Then the wise person says, debating is usually with words. In this type of incident, it has to start from the beginning. We have to come to an agreement with the meaning of words. The movement around an object. When you say one object moving around the other, as per the first type, the understanding is you have gone around the squirrel 4 times. As per the second understanding, you have not gone around the squirrel at least once and has to be accepted. Then it seems like there's a confusion with the language. I went 4 times around the tree, but except for the face, I never got the chance to see the back of the squirrel. So this depth, the depth of what we see during the day-to-day shows, the moon moves around the earth during a month and we only see one side of the moon always. We don't see the other side of the moon. While moving around the earth, the moon spins around its own axis. So how long would it have taken for astrology to understand this? Just like even though we turn around the tree to see the squirrel on it, the squirrel also turn around the tree and only face was seen. So if we observe something like this, if there are 2 objects in movement, how much we move around the object, we won't be able to see all the angles of the other object because that is also moving along. So say we observe the breath, see one side, that breath also changes. While walking mindfully, we see one side that also changes. When you observe eating, that too changes. Observe the toothbrushing, that also changes. So when we observe this for a longer period, we can understand. As per the sides or angles we see, we only see a part of it. The remaining parts are not seen. If you understand that the other parts are not seen, if I observe this way, it is only a part seen and the other is not seen because that is also an activity. There also an operation is going on. Likewise, if we start observing through the scene, going across what we see, a stranger knowledge on seeing the unseen, deductive knowledge is developed. So the mindful child unknowingly develops the ability to see the unseen sides of anything. So dear children, when you go outside and observe mindfully, you will be able to see and understand many strange things. And that is today's lesson. Wish you all a great day.
This is a presentation by SatiPasala Foundation.